somehow caught that deflected shot and reversed it.
He's everywhere
in the air.
Well, Kevin Young is not a player that's going to have a lot of plays ran for him. He plays off of his teammates as well as anybody in this conference.
He didn't even come to the floor, Craig. He caught the ball in midair and was able to spin and lay it in.
And remember that altercation in the first half with him and Coach Good? Did I tell you it's like a father-son relationship? It looked like it's going to be mean and bad. No, those two guys love each other. Coach Good just made his point that he was the alpha male here.
Here's Harris banging into Dietrich, taken away by Viney. Harris was poked in the eye. Here's Young at the other end. And now LMU with momentum, and they're growing it. They lead it by 7, and again, timeout Gonzaga.
On that block, there was a lot of body contact, and I think Coach Steele was upset that the officials didn't call it. And then with that block, it led to a fast break basket by the Lions.
Viney with 12 points. Kevin Young now with 11, but Viney has 7 rebounds to go with those 12 points. Davis has 10. Hamilton has 11. And Jared Dubois has 10 points for LMU. And right now, Harris has 10, and Gray has 11 for GU, the only players in double figures.
See, here's the block.
How is that not a foul, Craig? From behind, you're doing that.
Maybe Viney not fouled, but definitely Dietrich. It looked like Dietrich had a lot of body on Elias, and then that block led to that particular fast break. Kevin Young throwing a shot in that didn't look like it was going to be an easy shot to make.
But you're not going to see a guy take a ball away from a guy from behind and not get fouled too often, right?
Not really a guy that's known to be an offensive juggernaut down in the paint, and that'd be Elias Harris. You're exactly right. Most of the time, the officials give him the benefit of the doubt.
Gonzaga 4 of 14 shooting this half. Loyola Marymount 9 of 19. That's the difference in this game.
Well, the difference in my book is I don't think the Zags are matching the energy that the Lions are bringing. I've seen the Zags have lulls in their games, but I think right now they got to match and get a little tougher and play like the team that they're capable of being, and that's the #9 team in the country. There's a lot more good stuff out there than there is bad stuff. They just got to match what Loyola's bringing to the floor.
Here's Harris. And off to Bolden. Shoots the 3. That's way off. Rebounded Vernon Teal. 8:30 to play. And Loyola Marymount with a 7-point lead on Gonzaga. There's Davis at the elbow. Got it to Young. Viney now driving. Over Rob Sacre. And Loyola Marymount has stretched it out to a 9-point lead. Goodson. Viney the rebound. Here's Vernon Teal with an opportunity to get it to double digits. Viney the 3. Matt Bolden up court. Here's Stephen Gray. Into the lane. Left hand. No good. Harris got it back. And he's fouled.
Stephen Gray did a nice job catching that ball in the wing, changing directions to get back to the middle. But once he got back to the middle, he had to go back to the left side. But Viney doing it for him all right now in the Lions end.
We've got a game in Los Angeles. Gonzaga down by 9. 7:45 to play, and right now Loyola Marymount has Gonzaga in a tough spot as Harris drops the first free throw. Elias Harris now with 11 points. And he hits them both. Elias 12 points, 10 rebounds, his 6th career double-double now. All coming this season for Gonzaga. And it's a 7-point game.
And if you're keeping track of Omar Sohan, yeah, he's got 16 double-doubles that leads the WCC, but that's number 6 for Elias Harris.
Davis backs off Gray, missed the shot. Sacre got it to Bolden. Bolden, who is 1 of 8 shooting in this game, with the ball. Threw it to the baseline. Here's Goodson back to Bolden. Who drives 12 feet. Missed it. Viney takes it away from Goodson. And here's Vernon Teal with 4 personal fouls. Jump shot. You got to get on him quick.
Yeah, he's a guy that loves to drive, so you're going to give up that cushion on the jumpers. You want him to take the jumpers, but when you're playing this well, the whole team, you got to get up on everybody and get up in everybody's grill.
Foul call here on Kevin Young. That's his second. That's 7 on LMU. So Gonzaga's into the bonus now with 6:51 to play, and that could be very important down the stretch. Gonzaga has won 29 of the last 31 games against Loyola Marymount. LMU's only 2 wins since 1996, an 80-74 victory in 03, and a 67-61 win in 2007. Both games are here in Los Angeles.
That's no home court advantage. Only 2 wins, and how many times do they play each other?
Harris drops in the front end.
Well, here's what's happened. If it's a prize fight, Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, yeah, the Zags have been knocked down. But we're going to see what they're made of.
Stephen Gray
with plays like that.
Here's Bolden, the 3, that's off. So they give the foul to Calipindi. That's his first. And that'll put Bo Kong, number 34, at the free throw line for Gonzaga. And this is the first time this game we've seen Bo Kong play.
Well, the Zags coach has decided that, you know, we're horribly shooting right now in the second half. I got to find some offense, manufacture some points. And you and I would know as well as anybody, number 34 can put points on the board very quickly for you.
Matt Bolden, 1 of 10 shooting. Greg, I know under this basket that Bo Kong is shooting is a whole row of NBA scouts. How does that affect the kid when he can sit there and see all of them right under the basket? Kong hits the free throw.
Well, if you're Matt Bolden, because you're a senior, you're thinking, yeah, they're out here watching me.
And a blocking foul called on Elias Harris.
So, yeah, you put a little more pressure on yourself to perform. And, you know, I don't think Matt Bolden will be evaluated on his shooting percentage tonight. I think he'll be evaluated on his whole talent as a player, an overall player. And he's done a lot of other good things tonight. 4 assists to go along with.
No, that's very true. But what I'm getting at is when they're sitting right there, I mean, they're under the basket that he's shooting in. He knows that. Everybody in this arena knows who's sitting down there.
And those eyes are watching.
I mean, you have to notice that as a player.
Oh, no question about it. So I think you want to perform for them. Hopefully you just know that they're there, because you're in Los Angeles, you know everybody's going to be watching you. But boy, I tell you what, you don't want to put added pressure on yourself just to impress them, because you can't be evaluated through one game.
Jared Dubois back into the game for Loyola Marymount. So right now, Max Good with 2 players on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Vernon Teal and Jared Dubois. There's Hamilton also back into the game. Will Foster guarding him, and Hamilton right around him. And he'll shoot free throw. Foul called on Will Foster. That's 2 on Foster. That's 7 now on Gonzaga. So LMU joins GU in the bonus.
You know, when I talked about Hamilton having a real feel for the game, did you see how he brought Will Foster out probably, what, 15, 17 feet? Now, Will's got to come out there because he's knocked down a couple of shots, so you got to get a hand up. And as soon as Will stepped out there in that big one long stride of his, Hamilton put the ball on the floor and goes right by him.
Hamilton, a 76% free throw shooter. Used every one of those percentage points to get that one to fall. And he hit a both. Back to an 8-point game.
Number 13th point for him. Go along with about 6 rebounds.
Stephen Gray, 9 points in that first half. Only 2 here. There's Bo Kong. Now to Bolden, back to Kong. Thought about the 3, now he drives into the paint. Can't get the roll. Cleared by Hamilton.
All right, now it's gut check right now. Under 5 minutes, hitting the air in 5 minutes. You're down 8 points. Step it up on the defensive end. Don't give up any layups. Make them take tough shots. And then score quickly on the other end. Put some pressure on them. Get some